Joe starts off this hour in Orlando. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Better than I deserved.
Good. How can I help?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to be able to buy a home pretty soon. And I'm currently renting, and my lease is up in April. However, with my budget, by then I'll have about 10 to 12%, maybe closer to 15 in terms of being able to put the down payment.
Good.
And so what I'm considering doing is, and what I've kind of done in the past, is use credit cards with 0% APR for 12 or 18 months to be able to, all I've done in the past is just get those little cashback bonuses and try to build my credit, and then I pay it down before I ever pay any interest. And so what I'm thinking about doing is to kind of run up a balance, pay as many bills as I can with a credit card, and then be able to have more cash, more liquidity to make the down payment on the house in April.
So essentially you want to borrow extra on the credit cards in order to have a bigger down payment.
Yeah, but I mean, without a doubt.
I mean, that's the net result of your idea. That's the net result of your idea.
What do you mean?
You're borrowing on credit cards to increase the size of your down payment.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. No, I would never tell anyone to borrow their down payment on a credit card.
Even if I won't have to deal with any interest, because
listen, you dealing with no interest is your theory before your life happens.
Sure. Or home improvements or something like that. No, I realize I'm trying to avoid the mortgage insurance.
Yeah, I want you to, I'd love for you to avoid that, but I'm okay with you buying and having a little PMI for a period of time. You may have to refinance to get rid of it, or when you pay it down, you may have to pay an appraisal to get rid of it, but I'd rather you do that. Listen, there's no good that comes from playing footsie with these credit card companies. I just don't meet any millionaires that say, Dave, I screwed around with credit cards and I had all these systems and plans using credit cards to my advantage and it caused me to build wealth. I never find that, ever, when I'm meeting with millionaires. Instead, what I meet are guys that had really good intentions and had a really good theory, but then life came up and interrupted their theory. And you end up with a bunch of credit card debt while you own a house, and it's rolled over. Now they're charging you interest, and you're going, dadgum, that was dumb. Because you can't see what all's coming in the future. So just be calm. Just do it the right way. Do it the way your grandmother would do it or your great-grandmother would do it. Go slow. I'm assuming the way you're talking that you're out of debt now.
Mostly. I have a little bit of student loan debt. But I was considering, I wasn't really totally devoted to the idea of buying a house because I liked where I was renting. But my landlord said my rent was going up by $75 a month. And I know my mortgage payment would be at least $150 less than that if I am able to put 20% down. So, or less. I mean, either way, it's okay to move. The rent costs are going up because housing values are going up.
Yeah, it's also okay to go and rent somewhere else.
Yeah, with I have pets, and it's a good location, and I'm trying to find a house that would be
What do you make a year?
Start in about 40.
Okay. And you're single?
I'm single.
Okay. All right. Listen,
and the house I'm looking at,
you know what? When you were a kid, did you ever run so fast you tripped over your own feet?
All the time.
That's what this sounds like.
Well, I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
Trying to make some moves, and it's an investment, obviously. And
no. You can start. The first part was correct. The second part is you're in a hurry. You're in a hurry.
Yeah.
You feel pinched. You feel like you hadn't got options. And I want you to get some other options. I want you to go find some other places to live as a possibility. I want you to think about what else you've got you can sell to clear this. But no, I'm not going to tell you to borrow on a credit card in order to avoid PMI by putting an additional down payment. It's a really, really, really bad idea. And Joe, of course, what we teach folks is to be completely debt-free before you buy and have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses plus your down payment. I don't think I'm hearing that. And I think if I'm not hearing that my advice would be real simple, and it would be to either work something out with your landlord or move and rent for another year, and let's get the student loan paid off. Let's get a good emergency fund built. Let's get the rest of this down payment built, and don't run so fast you trip over your feet. You got time to do this right if you just slow down a little bit. But if you do it wrong, it's going to cost you, and you get those penalty steps back. Or in the case of tripping over your own feet, it's called skinned hands and skinned knees, which is what I always did when because I wasn't that coordinated. I'm out there running and trip over, and because I'm going too fast. You get going too fast downhill, you fall off. I got one of those hoverboards, and I fell off that thing the other day, and I'm running at like 1,000 miles an hour trying to keep from crashing forward, doing that exact same thing and busting my hands and my knees and everything else. I stayed upright, thank goodness. But, it's the same exact thing. Same exact thing. So, anyway. Hey, man, thanks for the call.
Hey, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.
You are not a victim. You're not a victim of big corporations. You're not a victim of Wall Street. You're not a victim of capitalism. You're not a victim of wealth inequality. You're not a victim of racism. You're not a victim.